Welcome to my world. 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 I have been so excited to do this video. It has been all day just trying to prepare for it and thinking about what I wanted to talk about. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I saw another video where a guy said that you've been waking up in your sleep with scratches on you. You're having spiritual battles with demons in your sleep. And that's exactly what has been happening to me. Not too long ago, I woke up with a rash under my both arms and I had scratches, deep scratches from here just going down. Like when it healed, I thought it would be a keloid. It was so deep, like just a hatred type of a claw type of a dig into my skin. So when I went to the hospital for the itches under the arm, the doctor was actually like thinking there was domestic violence in the home. He was checking under my blouse and looking for other marks, and there was no way I could say that I rose up with this demonic scratch on my body. You know, because I might have been, well, a demon scratched me in my sleep. I might have been, unbelieved and maybe taken into psychiatric a facility or institution. So it was hard to not be able to tell anybody this, but I'm so glad I saw that other video because it lets me know I'm not alone. And yes, it did happen. And yes, we are in a spiritual battle with demons in our sleep at nighttime. And in the daytime, but it was just, it was a horrible thing to wake up with this feeling. And it's not the first time. There's been plenty of times that I have woke up with scratches on my arms. And I'm thinking like, what am I sleepwalking? Like, how am I getting these scratches on my body? And so what he said was having spiritual warfare at night in your sleep. It rang so like, yes, that's exactly what's happening. So if we believe that angels exist, we have to believe that demons exist. So I've been calling on my archangels Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, and Uriel. And one day I was reading about Gabriel, who is a female angel. And we always say Gabriel, make it seem like it's a male, but it's Gabriel. It's a female angel. So I was reading about it, and it said her color is green, and she'll let you know when she's with you. You can be riding down the street, and all the lights turn green. And I was thinking, okay, we rode down the street, all the lights turned green. I mean, every light turned green. I was to myself, but I was like, I didn't want to tell my passenger, like, do you believe this? I was just amazed that watching this, like, it was confirmation. So I'm going all through these lights and everything's turning green. Then a light turned red. I said, uh-oh. Come to find out, GPS said, turn right. I was like, okay, Gabrielle, okay. So we went on to make a little right turn. We made it. We didn't stop none until we got to our destination. And it was like, it was confirmation that my angels are around me. And so I've set up this protection to help me keep this house, my home, protected, and myself at night. I just moved into this apartment, and I've only been here about 2 months. I've had COVID. I've had 2 birds die. Stepped on a chopstick, had to wear a shoe boot for 3 weeks. And then, like I said, I rose up with those scratches on my back. So I had to burn some sage by moving into this new place. Like I said, I set up my angels. I asked them to protect me and set up pyramids all around the house. And one's north, east, west, south, set up and guard me and those who enter. And another thing I wanted to just really go into that I've not really shared with a lot of people is... there are incubuses that male demons that have sex with you in your sleep. That has happened to me as well. Wake up, you're wet, you feel like you just had sex, but you just woke up, you've been asleep. So you're like, you know, I could tell that there was a demon also in that presence, as in that capacity with me as well. Let's see. Some other things that are kind of strange that happen with me in my life is that sometimes when I meet people, they shortly they pass or they cross over, and it happens quite often to. I've started writing names down, writing how they died, wondering if I said something that I was supposed to say. Why is this happening? I do not have those answers yet, but um, a lot. A lot. It happens a lot. If I meet someone shortly within 2 months, they pass. There was a famous person that I met, Heavy D rapper Troy. I met him at the Jack the Rapper convention, and shortly after that, he passed. So that was somebody that you guys might know, um, about since he was in the entertainment industry. But it's weird. I don't know if I'm saying what I'm supposed to say to these people. Why is this happening? But that's something that I wanted to bring up in this video. Also, I have seen 4 people turn into reptilians. Y'all think this is not real? It's real. Reptilians are walking amongst us. They look like humans, but when they are distressed or something is going on that they cannot handle, they transform. I've seen 4 people, and I'm getting ready to describe them to you. One, and I've dated all 4 of them. Like, why are reptilians attracted to me? Or am I attracted to reptilians? What the hell is going on? One I dated, we were outside having an argument. His head turned red to a red reptilian, looked like a snake, a red reptilian head. Okay, and as he was doing this, my eyes fluttered really fast, like, okay. So I'm not the kind of person that panics. I watch things around me, I observe them. So I didn't say anything at that time. I seen another guy I was dating, very shy, a guy who I went to elementary school, been knowing all my life. His head turned into a black reptilian. My eyes again fluttered as this happened. Very shy. I think I did something to make him feel uncomfortable. I'm not for sure because we wasn't arguing, but he turned into a black reptilian. Then there was another guy. He didn't really turn into a reptilian. He was already not a cute guy. He just got uglier. Like, he was more brown reptilian looking. Like, you could tell he shaped shift into a reptile. And I asked the guy who turned into a red reptilian, because he's a so-called conscious guy. I said, you turned into a red reptilian. What's that about? He tried to turn it off back onto me. Are you okay? No. Are you okay? They are here. They are here. They have been here, because the guy from the elementary school, we're over almost 60 years old. So he's that old. We have been here. They have been here for a long time. And I remember him in elementary school, a lot of wax used to come out of his ears. Like, it was really weird. Like, how do you have so much wax coming out of your ears like that? I guess it could really be something medically that happens to humans. But now that I look back, it's like, was that a sign or something that you wasn't really fully human? I mean, it was like thick. It's something I would never forget as a kid, remembering this guy. So anyway, they are here. Let's just get used to that. Reptilians are here. We got demons attacking us in our sleep, in the daytime. I just seen a video where a guy showed a light came on at his neighbor's house across the street. You know, we got these automatic lights now, but there was no person there. A shadow rolled by, ran by it. The light came on. Then his light came on as somebody was coming to steal something out of his car. We see him in human form. The human form runs off. The shadow chases the human form, or either goes with the human form. I'm like, what? Video is capturing things now that I don't know if we didn't never thought existed, or we can't explain, but there are spiritual things happening, and it's time to wake up. Um, Another thing I wanted to talk about is spirits are real. Just because a person passes and crosses over into another dimension doesn't mean that they are actually gone. Some people can see them, some people can hear them, some people can feel them, I guess, or whatever, but I can hear them. And yes, I have heard. I've always wanted to be able to see them too and hear them, but I guess it wasn't meant for me to be able to do that yet. But I can hear spirits, or I can acknowledge them or their presence. I remember going to not visit a lady. It was just a lady down the street, and I was walking my dog, and we were talking, and she said her name. And we kept talking, and as we were about to part, was saying goodbye, and I was saying goodbye to her in her name, but I ended up saying her grandmother's name, which was weird because she was like, "That's my grandmother's name," and I'm like, "Where'd I get that from?" And I said, "Well, your grandmother just wants you to know she's with you." Those types of things happen all the time. There was a ghost in a house that I used to live in Alabama, and I could just hear the footsteps walking up and down the hallway. I could hear talking outside the window, a female and a male's voice. Um, um, it was very weird. I ended up putting carpet down so that I would not hear the footsteps, the walking up and down. Eventually, and I'm not for sure how this lady found me, but she knocked on my door and said, "May I enter?" Which is a sign of maybe she was a witch or some other kind of spirit that came in, and I allowed her to enter because at this point I did need to seek some help. And she came in and she talked. She could see and hear this ghost, and so what she sat down like I'm sitting down at this table, and I sat down with her, and she talked to this ghost, and she said his name was Edward Hanley. He had been there since the 1800s. He wanted to know why he could not see the train anymore, because I guess trees had grew up, and back then it was just prairie. You could hear the train now, and he would sit out on the back porch and want to see the train as he used to do. It was hard for him to pass over because his father told him to cut down a tree limb, and he did not. The limb fell on his sister and killed her. And that's who he was talking to on the at my back bedroom window, and the female voice that I could hear was him and having a conversation with his sister. I guess saying he was sorry. I don't know what his conversation was, but he asked the lady who entered my home. He said, "What is essential oils?" Now he's asking her things about me, because so she asked me. He wants to know what's essentials, and I said essentials. And I said, "Essential oils?" She said, "Yes, essential oils." So I explained what essential oils were. And then he says for her to ask me, "Why do I call that grown man baby?" Because I had a boyfriend that was staying there at the time. And of course you call your boyfriend baby. So it was crazy. And at one point he walked past me and I got a little chill. And she said, "He walked past you." So, and then there was a time where she was doing this on the table, and she did like this. And I looked like it was weird, and she said that he said that she had horror nail polish on because it was red. And back then you didn't wear red nail polish. It was a sign of being a whore. So it was crazy, but it was real. Some other things he said, because I want to get it on video, was that his brother had died from a snake bite there on that land. which was now my grandfather, my grandfather Warren Minifield's land. And there was a creek down there that no, he said that someone stole his daddy's cows, and he wanted to know where his daddy's cows was. So he had a lot of things to wrap up that was hard for him to just to move on and transcend on to the next level. And she told him that he was making me frightening me, and for it's time for him to move on. And after our visit and she left, I didn't hear from Mr. Hanley ever again. So these things are real, and that's why when I see other psychics, other people see and talk to um, spirits, I feel that most of them are authentic, because I know what I can see and what I hear. Um, uh, let's see. I made some little notes with some things I didn't want to forget. Um, and just one other thing, maybe I do wake up at 3 in the morning, like every morning, 3 or 4 in the morning. And most times I might write a song. It's a time that I get really creative. I say I'm gonna meet my muse, and we go in and we get these lyrics, and I write these songs and whatnot. Sometimes it's time to meditate. Sometimes it's time to do yoga. It's quiet time, but it's also a time where the veil is opened, where there's a thin veil between the two dimensions. So you might have a lot of spiritual things going on at that time in the morning. So if you're waking up, and I hate to say morning, in that time of day, we do have to watch the words that we use, because they are spells. That's a whole nother video. So and I wanted to just add this in. Why I think we might be in a simulation or a matrix or some kind of a program is because too many people look alike. Have you seen those videos where they show you an ancient picture of somebody, and it's somebody like Queen Latifah look like somebody from the 1800s, Rihanna look like somebody, it could be anybody, and they look like somebody from a past person, or all these people are lookalikes. It's like too many people looking alike. And I'm like, that's weird to me. Like, there's no originality. I've not found my face. If you see my face somewhere, please let me know. Okay? There was a little girl once that I thought she would grow up to look like me, but I've not seen her since. And if you see my face, let me know. But a lot of people have too many lookalikes. And then we've got these 12 zodiacs. Everybody's stuck in this 12 zodiac box, like boom, boom, boom. And the personalities really, I know mine do, match up to the zodiac. The personality matches up with the zodiac most times. Too many human cloning, like too many holograms, too much fakeness. Like, that would feels like a simulation to me. I've seen glitches. I'm standing with talking about time glitches with the friend again in Alabama. He had on this little watch, and we were looking at his watch. It skipped over a whole minute. I'm like, did you see that it skipped over a minute while we were talking about glitches skipping in time? It's like, okay, you trying to show us something, giving us hints. It's too many. It's too much. It's crazy. And this one time again in Alabama, I'm just bringing where I was at, where these places is happening. That I was there visiting my auntie, and I had this. We were going to the doctor. We got there. All the way there, I had this weird feeling in my stomach, like, oh, something is gonna happen. Like, it was nervousness in my gut. We get there. She puts the van in park. We go into the doctor's office. We're in there about 2 minutes. I'm constantly feeling something is gonna happen. So I'm looking out the window and I'm looking around. I'm anticipating something. All of a sudden, I look around. The van is moving, is rolling backwards. I run out. jump in the van, stop the van just before it hits a building. Looking back, it seemed like, and I asked a friend too, very conscious. She was like, "You told yourself prior to this happening that it was gonna happen. Well, how do you do that if you're not already in a simulation?" So I don't know. I just was some weird things that happened to me that gives me that idea. So it's been a long video. I think I'll just close here.